Uganda has been at the forefront of fighting HIV/AIDS since its first case in the late 1990s. This has been attributed to a number of factors through raising awareness, ending stigma, and positive response in regards to HIV testing. However, according to statistics, almost half of the new infections are adolescent girls and young women aged 15 to 24 years. This is because of the proliferation of media, especially social media, which is readily available for consumption, whether good or bad. Therefore, parents have been urged to take part in informing their children on issues related to HIV/AIDS before they consume it wrongly.
With the proliferation of media, especially social media, we urge parents, guardians, teachers to talk to your children about HIV/AIDS. I realize that any child who is below the age of 20 may not know much about HIV like I know, because I've seen Fidel Retire that they talked about. We've seen people who have struggled with HIV, but many of these young people have not. So if you fail as a parent to talk about HIV/AIDS, the young people will continue getting wrong messages and become vulnerable to getting infected.
With the advancement in technology and many options of prevention and treatment, HIV has become largely a behavioral disease, and the importance of communication and counseling in changing people's risk perception and behavior cannot be emphasized. Therefore, Mrs. Beatrice Were, Chairperson Uganda AIDS Commission Board, emphasized the need to test and know your status.
Finish line of ending AIDS by 2030. I urge all Ugandans to test for HIV and know their status. I don't know here how many have tested. If we had a show of hands, probably about 20 people out of the 100 would know their status, but we are encouraging you to test for HIV. And if you find that you are HIV negative, continue to remain so through the following ways: abstinence, if you are not married, remaining faithful to your sexual partner if you have one, and using a condom correctly and consistently, or considering what we call the pre-exposure prophylaxis for those especially who are highly exposed.
People living with HIV have called for action against stigma and discrimination, where some are denied their right to work.
Elimination of HIV as a public health threat, the constituency of people living with HIV is disturbed by the heightened stigma and discrimination meted on peer HIVs in the workplace, schools, business, places of worship, and families. I'm aware all of us have recently been following events from Hoima. A case in point is Daphne Kobusinje, a single mother of 4, together with 9 other colleagues, who was forcefully screened for their HIV status by Suma, a Turkish company, constructing a football stadium in
Nyolanti. Okoza science, wa bulwadde buno bwe bwajja naddala mu Africa tukkiriza nnyo mu abamu ne mu Uganda mu ddogo, naye tukimanyi era nga chairman bwagambye nti obulwadde buno buleetebwa kawuka. So ffe naddala mu abanamawulire twetaaga okunyonyola ekintu kino bulungi.
The government of Uganda has committed itself in ensuring everyone is HIV-free through different campaigns like the Candlelight Day and Red Ribbon.
Through HIV, we've lost so many people as Uganda. And therefore, we think that in this campaign, we should be able to create awareness, not only to the young people that HIV is still a problem, but also to remember that HIV has ravaged many of our people.
According to statistics, the number of new infections dropped from 100,000 over the past decade to 38,000.
New HIV infections stand at 38,000, and this is a reduction from over 100,000 a decade ago. If you compare with where we were When the Presidential Fast Track Initiative was launched in 2017, we have come down from 68,000 new HIV infections in 2016 to now 38,000 this year. Similarly, AIDS-related deaths have gone down.
Nagujja Serena, NSTV.
Of World AIDS Day, let us rally all our constituencies, all our people to wear a red ribbon daily in solidarity of those who have been infected and affected by HIV and AIDS. Let the red ribbon be a constant reminder to each and every one of us that HIV still exists, and we need to join efforts to ensure that we end it as a public health threat by 2030.